Mist clung to the canopy like a living veil as Ethan Weller stepped off the narrow riverboat and onto the damp soil of the uncharted rainforest. The air felt heavier here, charged with an ancient silence that made every breath slow and deliberate. He wasn't here as an adventurer or a thrill-seeker. He had come looking for answers. Answers buried deep inside the secrets of a jungle untouched by maps or modern footsteps. His boots sank slightly into the moss-covered ground as he walked, following the faint traces of an animal path. Sunlight pierced through gaps in the giant leaves, creating shifting patterns on the forest floor. Every sound felt amplified: the distant cry of a monkey, the rustle of unseen wings, the soft pattering of insects weaving through the shadows. Yet something else lingered underneath, a kind of stillness that didn't belong in a living forest. Hours passed. Ethan reached a clearing dominated by an enormous fig tree whose roots spiraled outward like petrified serpents. His presence felt almost regal. He stopped to study the deep claw marks etched into its bark. Fresh, deliberate, powerful. Predator had been here recently. He examined the tracks in the dirt. Wide, heavy, with a gait too long to be anything he recognized. The jungle around him seemed to sense his discovery. The wind died. The chattering birds fell quiet. Even the insects vanished into silence. Ethan felt the hairs on his arms rise as if the forest itself were holding its breath. He pressed forward. The deeper he went, the older the world became. Colossal trees towered overhead, wrapped in thick vines that swayed without wind. Strange glowing fungi crept along fallen logs, emitting a faint blue light. It was as if he had stepped into a place frozen outside time. He heard it then, a low, rhythmic rumble, like thunder trapped underground. Ethan crouched behind a tree, steadying his breath. The rumble grew louder, blending with the soft crunch of something massive moving through the underbrush. Leaves trembled. A branch snapped. Then, from between the shadows, a pair of golden eyes appeared. The creature emerged, and Ethan felt every instinct scream. It was a cat, but unlike any cat known to science. Its body was sleek and muscular, shimmering with a dark, iridescent coat that swallowed the light. Patterns of faint luminescence pulsed across its fur, glowing like embers in the night. A long tail flicked slowly behind it, balanced with effortless grace. Its presence radiated raw dominance, a ruler of a forgotten realm. The Luminous Panther. Ethan froze, mesmerized. Legends had whispered about such a beast for centuries, dismissed as myth by modern explorers. Yet here it was, alive, breathing, watching him. The panther lowered its head, not in aggression but as if studying him with the same curiosity he felt. He didn't move. He didn't speak. He simply let the moment stretch between them. Suddenly, the panther's ears twitched. It turned sharply toward the darkened brush, muscles tightening. The forest erupted with a violent crash. A massive boar burst through the foliage, charging with reckless fury. The panther leaped, silent and swift, colliding with the boar in a blur of glowing motion. The sounds of the struggle echoed through the trees, snarls, thuds, the tearing of leaves. Then silence returned just as quickly. Ethan stayed hidden as the panther dragged its defeated prey deeper into the shadows. For a moment, he considered retreating. No discovery was worth losing his life. But something inside him insisted he follow, not to interfere, but to witness. The trail led him to a cavern hidden behind a curtain of vines. A dim luminescence pulsed from within. Ethan stepped carefully inside. The air grew cooler, carrying an earthy scent. The cavern glowed with natural crystals embedded in the rock. At the center lay a nest, woven from leaves and branches, reinforced with bones polished smooth over time. And there, curled inside the nest, were two cubs. Ethan's breath caught. Tiny luminous panthers, their fur flickering with faint golden pulses, nuzzled against their resting mother, the very creature he had just watched hunt. The panther glanced at him again, her eyes softer now, protective but not threatened. She knew he meant no harm. Ethan realized, in that moment, the truth behind the legends. This species had survived because the world had stayed away. Because this hidden sanctuary, untouched by roads or machines, still existed. And he understood something else. If he exposed this discovery, the jungle would not stay untouched for long. The mother panther rose, stepping toward him with fluid grace. Her nose hovered inches from his hand. He didn't reach out. He didn't dare. She simply breathed, as if marking his presence, acknowledging him. Then she turned and returned to her cubs. Ethan backed away slowly, heart pound. Angie with awe rather than fear. When he exited the cavern, the jungle seemed alive again. Birds calling, wind stirring leaves, the world resuming its rhythm. He retraced his path until he reached the river. As the boat drifted away, he looked one last time at the treetops, knowing he carried a secret not meant for crowds or headlines. Some legends weren't meant to be captured. They were meant to remain wild, and the Luminous Panther, queen of a hidden world, would stay a mystery, protected by his silence and the endless jungle that guarded her.